left me out of the family trip. By mistake. So I canceled the credit card that paid for all their flights. Hi, I'm Maya, and I used to believe that family meant never having to question whether you belonged. That was before I discovered my entire family had planned a 2-week European vacation without me, booked their flights on my credit card, and then tried to convince me it was all just a misunderstanding. The morning I found out changed everything, not just about the trip, but about who these people really were underneath all those Sunday dinners and holiday photos where we looked like the perfect family. It started with a notification on my phone. A credit card alert for $8,400. $8,400 charged to flights I never booked, to a destination I'd never heard mentioned, for dates I wasn't even aware of. I stared at the screen, sitting in my kitchen with my morning coffee growing cold, trying to make sense of what I was seeing. 7 round-trip tickets to Rome. Departure date, 3 days from now. Return date, 2 weeks later. 7 tickets. My parents, my 3 siblings, their spouses. 7 people, in a family of 8. The math was simple, but my brain kept trying to add me into the equation anyway. Like, maybe I'd missed something. Maybe there was an 8th ticket somewhere. Maybe my name was on a different confirmation. But deep down, I already knew. The sick feeling spreading through my chest told me everything I needed to know before I even called the airline to confirm. They'd planned a family vacation, without me, using my money. I called my sister Emma first. She was always the most straightforward, the one who couldn't lie if her life depended on it. The phone rang twice before she picked up, and I could hear airport announcements in the background. "Maya, oh my God, I'm so glad you called. We're at the gate and—" "Emma," I interrupted, my voice steady despite the trembling in my hands. "Where are you going?" Silence, the kind of silence that screams louder than any confession. It's complicated, Maya. Mom said she tried to call you about the trip, but you never responded and the tickets were non-refundable and—" "Stop." I set my coffee cup down so hard it splashed. "Just stop. Mom never called me. There are 7 tickets on my credit card that I never authorized. 7 tickets for 8 family members. Do the math, Emma." "Maya, please, it's not what you think." "Then what is it? Because from where I'm sitting, it looks like my entire family planned a vacation, paid for it with my money, and somehow forgot to invite the person whose credit card they used." Emma's voice got smaller. "The tickets were so expensive, and Mom said your work schedule was crazy, and we didn't think you'd want to take time off, and you didn't think to ask me?" Another silence. Longer this time. "We're boarding now," she finally said. "Maya, I'm sorry, I really am. When we get back, we'll talk about this properly. We'll make it right." The line went dead. I sat there for a moment staring at my phone, feeling something shift inside me. Not just anger, though there was plenty of that. Something colder, more calculating. They were sorry. They'd make it right when they got back. But they were still boarding that plane, still going on that vacation, still expecting me to just— what? Wait for them to come back tanned and relaxed and full of stories about the trip they took with my money while I stayed home? I opened my laptop and logged into my credit card account. The charges were all there, clear as day. Not just the flights, hotel reservations, travel insurance, even a charge for something called European Rail Pass 7 passengers. They'd planned everything, every detail, every expense. All on my card. All without me. I picked up my phone and called the credit card company. "Hi, I need to report unauthorized charges on my account," I said when the representative picked up. "Several $1,000s worth." "I can certainly help you with that. Can you tell me about the charges in question?" "Flight tickets. 7 of them. Booked by someone who doesn't have authorization to use my card." "I see. And do you know who made these charges?" "Yes. My family. Without my permission." There was a pause. "Ma'am, I want to make sure I understand correctly. Are you saying your family members used your card without authorization? That's exactly what I'm saying. In that case, I'll need to cancel the card immediately and issue a chargeback for the unauthorized transactions. The card will be deactivated within the hour. Perfect. After I hung up, I made myself a fresh cup of coffee and sat back down at my laptop. I wanted to see exactly what they'd planned, exactly what they'd spent my money on. The hotel was gorgeous, a boutique place in Trastevere with a rooftop terrace and breakfast included. The rail passes would take them through Italy, France, and Spain. They'd even booked a cooking class in Tuscany and a wine tour in Barcelona. It was the trip of a lifetime, the kind of trip I dreamed about taking since college, the kind of trip I'd mentioned casually at family dinners for years. Someday I'd love to do a European tour, I'd said. Just explore different countries, eat amazing food, see the art. They'd taken my someday and made it their vacation, with my money. My phone started ringing. Mom. I let it go to voicemail, then played the message back. Maya, honey, Emma said you were upset about the trip. I know how it looks, but please understand, we were trying to be considerate. You work so hard and we didn't want to burden you with vacation planning when you're so stressed. Call me back. We can talk about this. I deleted the message without saving it. 20 minutes later, my phone rang again. This time, it was my brother Jake. Maya, what the hell did you do? His voice was sharp, angry. Our card got declined at the gate. Emma's crying, Mom's having a panic attack, and Dad's trying to figure out how to pay for 7 tickets with cash he doesn't have. I reported unauthorized charges to my credit card company, I said calmly. Just like anyone would do when they discover thousands of dollars in charges they didn't make. You know damn well we didn't mean to. Didn't mean to what, Jake? Didn't mean to plan a family vacation without me? Didn't mean to book it on my card without asking? Didn't mean to lie about trying to contact me? Which part was the accident? Maya, be reasonable. We're stuck at the airport. These tickets cost $8,000. We can't just… You're right, I said. $8,000 is a lot of money. Too much to spend without asking the person whose card you're using. We're family. Exactly. We're family. Which is why I would have expected you to include me in a family vacation. Which is why I would have expected you to ask before using my money. Which is why I would have expected anyone to call me before booking 7 tickets for 8 people. Jake was quiet for a moment. Look, we messed up. But canceling the card? That's nuclear, Maya. That's not how family handles things. How does family handle things, Jake? Because I'm looking at the evidence here, and it seems like family handles things by lying, excluding, and stealing. So forgive me if I'm not sure what the protocol is. It wasn't stealing. Using someone's credit card without permission is literally stealing. Maya, please, we'll pay you back. We'll add you to the next trip, There won't be a next trip, I said. At least not one I'm paying for. I hung up. For the next hour, my phone was a constant buzz of calls and texts. Mom, Dad, Emma, Jake, my youngest brother Sam, even my sister-in-law Ashley, who I'd barely spoken to in years. All of them had excuses. All of them had explanations. All of them were sorry. None of them suggested coming home. None of them suggested that maybe, just maybe, they should have included me from the beginning. They were sorry they got caught. That was different from being sorry they did it. I turned my phone off and went for a walk. The neighborhood was quiet, the kind of suburban calm that usually made me feel peaceful. But today, everything felt different. The houses with their perfect lawns and matching mailboxes looked like stage sets. The families loading up their minivans for weekend trips looked like actors playing roles. How long had I been playing a role? The responsible daughter, the reliable sister, the one who always picked up the check, always helped with emergencies, always said yes when they needed something. When had I become the person they could use without asking and exclude without considering? I walked for 2 hours, turning the situation over in my mind, trying to see it from their perspective. Maybe they really had thought I was too busy. Maybe they really had tried to be considerate. But even if that were true, and I didn't believe it was, they still used my credit card. They still spent $8,000 of my money without asking. They still planned a trip and somehow forgot to mention it to me until they were literally boarding the plane. By the time I got home, I knew what I was going to do. I turned my phone back on. 17 missed calls, 23 text messages. I ignored them all and opened my laptop instead. The first thing I did was change all my passwords, credit cards, bank accounts, email, everything. If they'd used my card once without asking, I wasn't taking any chances. The second thing I did was screenshot everything: the flight bookings, the hotel reservations, the rail passes, all of it. Evidence of exactly what they'd planned and exactly how much they'd spent. The third thing I did was start typing. Facebook post. Hi everyone, I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. I wanted to share something that happened today because I think it's important to talk about boundaries, even when it comes to family. This morning, I discovered that my family had planned and booked a 2-week European vacation without me. 7 tickets for 8 family members, all charged to my credit card without my knowledge or permission. When I called to ask about it, I was told it was a misunderstanding and that they'd assumed I wouldn't want to go because I'm too busy with work. I want to be clear. I was never asked if I wanted to go. I was never asked if they could use my credit card. I was never even told about the trip until they were literally boarding the plane. I've reported the charges as unauthorized to my credit card company, and the card has been canceled. I know this means their trip is disrupted, and I know some people will think I overreacted, but I believe that family should communicate, not assume. Family should include, not exclude. And family should definitely ask before spending someone else's money. I'm sharing this not to embarrass anyone, but because I think it's important to remember that being family doesn't give anyone the right to make decisions for you or to use your resources without permission. Boundaries matter, even with the people we love most. Anyway, I hope you all have a great weekend. I'll be staying local, but I'm thinking of booking a solo trip somewhere warm. Recommendations? Welcome. I stared at the post for a long time before hitting share. It felt nuclear, like Jake had said. But then again, so did planning a family vacation without a family member and paying for it with her money. The response was immediate and overwhelming. Within an hour, I had dozens of comments and messages from friends, extended family, even people I hadn't spoken to in years. The overwhelming consensus was support, with a healthy dose of shock at what my family had done. My cousin Rachel, who'd always been the black sheep of the family, commented first. Finally, someone called them out on their BS. You've been their ATM for years, Maya. I'm proud of you for standing up for yourself. My college roommate. Girl, I am shook. Who does this? Good for you for not letting them walk all over you. Even my elderly neighbor, Mrs. Patterson, who somehow had Facebook despite being 87. Good for you, dear. Family is supposed to lift each other up, not leave each other out. But the message that hit me hardest came from my friend Zoe, who I'd lost touch with over the years. Maya, I remember you talking about wanting to do a European trip back in college. I can't believe they took your dream vacation without you and expected you to pay for it. You deserve so much better. She was right. This wasn't just about money or exclusion. They'd taken my dream, the trip I'd talked about for years, and made it theirs. Without me. My phone started ringing. It was Dad. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. Maya. His voice was tired, strained. We need to talk. I'm listening. Not on the phone. This is too big for a phone call. We're coming home. I blinked. What? We're at the airport in Rome. We managed to get a flight back tonight. We'll be home tomorrow afternoon. Dad, you don't have to. Yes, we do, Maya. I saw your post. I saw what people are saying. I saw how this looks, and we need to fix this. In person. The right way. After he hung up, I sat in my kitchen staring at my phone, feeling a mix of vindication and guilt. They were coming home. Because of me. Because of what I'd done. Part of me felt bad about ruining their trip, but a bigger part of me felt something I hadn't felt in years. Heard. They arrived the next day looking exactly like people who'd spent 24 hours traveling across 9 time zones with no sleep and maximum stress. Mom's usually perfect hair was a mess. Dad's shirt was wrinkled beyond recognition, and Emma's eyes were red and puffy. They'd all aged a decade in 2 days. We gathered in my living room, the same living room where we'd had dozens of family meetings over the years. Birthday party planning, holiday coordination, discussions about caring for aging grandparents. But this felt different. This felt like a reckoning. Mom spoke first. Maya, I owe you an apology. We all do. But I want you to understand that we never meant to hurt you. Okay, I said. Help me understand. Walk me through how this happened. Dad shifted uncomfortably. It started with Emma finding a deal online. 7 tickets to Rome, significantly discounted, but only available for a limited time. We had maybe 6 hours to book them or lose the deal. And in those 6 hours, no one thought to call me? Emma jumped in. We tried. I called your work, but they said you were in meetings all day. Mom tried your cell, but it went straight to voicemail. Emma, I checked my call log. No missed calls from any of you. Silence. Maybe the calls didn't go through? Mom suggested weakly. Mom, please, don't make this worse by lying. She flinched like I'd slapped her. Jake leaned forward. Look, Maya, the truth is, we didn't think you'd want to go. You're always talking about how busy you are, how stressed work is making you, how you never have time for anything. We thought we were doing you a favor. By excluding me? By not adding to your stress. Jake, do you hear yourself? You thought you were doing me a favor by planning a family vacation without me, and then charging it my credit card? We were going to tell you about the charges, Sam said. We were going to pay you back before the bill came due. When? You'd be gone for 2 weeks. My credit card bill comes in 10 days. More silence. We should have asked, Emma said quietly. We should have talked to you first. We should have included you from the beginning. We were wrong. Thank you, I said. That's all I wanted to hear. But Maya, Mom said, did you have to make it so public? Your Facebook post? People are calling us terrible parents, awful siblings. Your Aunt Linda called me crying because she couldn't believe we'd do something like this. The whole family is talking about it. Good, I said. Maybe they should be. Maya. No, Mom. You want to know why I made it public? Because this isn't the first time. This is just the biggest time. I stood up and walked to my kitchen, pulling out a folder I'd prepared. Bank statements, credit card bills, receipts, 2 years' worth of documentation. Emma's car repair when she was between jobs, $1,200 on my card. Jake's security deposit for his apartment, $2,500 on my card. Sam's laptop for school, $800 on my card. Mom and Dad's anniversary dinner for 30 people, $900 on my card. I set the papers on the coffee table. That's just the big stuff. There are dozens of smaller charges. Grocery runs when you're short on cash, gas money when you're waiting for payday, utility bills when you're between jobs. They stared at the papers like they were looking at evidence in a murder trial. In the past 2 years, you've charged $12,000 to my credit cards, without asking. And I've never said anything because you're family, and family helps each other. But apparently, family only helps in one direction. Maya, we didn't realize, Mom started. You didn't realize what? That money doesn't grow on trees? That I have to work to pay for all this? That I might have dreams and plans for my own money? We always pay you back, Jake said defensively. I laughed, but there was no humor in it. Jake, according to my records, you've paid me back exactly $340 in 2 years. Out of $12,000? We will pay you back. We just need time. I don't want your money, I said. I want your respect. I want to be treated like a family member, not an ATM. I want to be included in decisions that affect me. I want to be asked before you spend my money. I want to matter. Emma started crying. You do matter, Maya. You matter so much. We depend on you. We count on you. You're the one who holds this family together. By being your bank, by being reliable, by being responsible, by being the one we can count on. But I can't count on you, I said quietly. When's the last time any of you helped me with anything? When's the last time you asked how I'm doing, what I need, what I want? When's the last time you included me in something instead of just asking me to pay for it? The room was quiet except for Emma's soft crying. I didn't cancel your trip to be cruel, I continued. I canceled it because you used my money without asking, and that's theft. I posted about it on Facebook because I'm tired of pretending this family dynamic is normal. I'm tired of being the giver and never the receiver. I'm tired of being excluded and then expected to pay for my own exclusion. Dad cleared his throat. What do you want from us, Maya? How do we fix this? I want you to understand that I'm not your emergency fund. I'm not your backup plan. I'm not your reliable source of money that you never have to worry about paying back. I'm your daughter, your sister, your family member, and I want to be treated like one. Okay, he said. What does that look like? It looks like asking before you spend my money. It looks like including me in family plans. It looks like checking in on me sometimes, asking how I'm doing, caring about my life beyond what I can do for you. We do care about your life, Mom protested. When's the last time any of you asked about my job? About my friends? About what I do for fun? About my dreams? My goals? My problems? Silence. I got a promotion 3 months ago. Did you know that? I'm being considered for a transfer to the London office. Did you know that? I've been dating someone for 6 months. Did you know that? The looks on their faces told me everything I needed to know. I want to be your family member, not your resource. And if you can't understand the difference, then maybe we don't have the relationship I thought we did. Emma looked up from her tissues. Maya, please. We love you. We're sorry. We'll do better. I hope so, I said. But I need to see it, not just hear it. What about the money? Sam asked quietly. The credit card charges, the trip costs. Are you really going to make us pay all that back? I looked at him for a long moment. The charges are already reversed. The credit card company handled it. But Sam, the fact that you're asking me that question, that you're more worried about money than about our relationship, that tells me you still don't get it. I didn't mean... You meant exactly what you said. You're worried about having to pay for your own vacation. You're not worried about the fact that you hurt me, excluded me, or used me. You're worried about the money. He had the grace to look ashamed. Here's what's going to happen, I said. I'm changing my credit card numbers, all of them. You won't have access to my money anymore. If you need help with something, you can ask me like adults. I might say yes, I might say no, but at least you'll have asked. That's fair, Dad said. And if there are family events, family trips, family anything, I want to be included from the beginning. Not invited as an afterthought, not asked to pay for something I'm not part of, but included as an equal family member. Of course, Mom said. And I want you to understand that being family doesn't mean having unlimited access to each other's resources. It means caring about each other's well-being, supporting each other's dreams, and treating each other with respect. We understand, Emma said. I hope you do, because I love you all, but I won't be taken advantage of anymore. Not by family, not by anyone. We talked for another hour, hashing out details, clearing the air, setting boundaries. It was uncomfortable and emotional and long overdue. When they finally left, I felt drained. but also lighter, like I'd been carrying a weight I didn't realize was there. 3 weeks later, Emma called me. Maya, I wanted to let you know that we rebooked the Europe trip for next spring, and we saved up our own money for it. All of us contributed equally. That's great, Emma. I'm glad you're still getting to go. Well, that's the thing. We booked 8 tickets this time. We want you to come with us. If you want to. No pressure, but we want you there. I smiled. I'd like that. Really? Really, but I'm paying for my own ticket. Maya, you don't have to. I want to. I want to contribute as an equal family member, not as a bank or a charity case. I want to pay my own way. Okay, she said, and I could hear the smile in her voice. I love you, Maya. I love you too, Emma. After I hung up, I sat in my kitchen thinking about family, about boundaries, about respect, about the difference between being needed and being used. My phone buzzed with a text from Jake. Dinner Sunday? My treat. Want to hear about your London opportunity? Another text from Sam. How's the new boyfriend? Mom said you're happy. Another from Mom. Thinking of you today. Hope work is going well. Small things, but they felt like everything. I used to think that keeping peace meant keeping quiet. That being family meant never saying no, never setting boundaries, never asking for what I needed. I was wrong. Being family means caring enough to have the hard conversations. It means respecting each other enough to ask before taking. It means including each other in the good times, not just reaching out when you need something. It means treating each other like people, not resources. The Europe trip is in 6 months. 8 tickets for 8 family members. 8 people who will split the costs equally, share the experiences together, and create memories that include everyone. I can't wait. But more than that, I can't wait to see what our family looks like when we're all treated as equals, when we're all valued as people, not just for what we can provide. It only took canceling a credit card to find out. Sometimes the smallest actions create the biggest changes. And sometimes you have to stop being the person everyone takes from in order to become the person everyone values. I'm still Maya. I'm still the responsible one, the reliable one. But now I'm also the one with boundaries, the one who expects to be treated with respect, the one who knows the difference between being helpful and being used. It's a good feeling. The notification on my phone that started this whole thing, that $8,400 credit card alert, seemed like a disaster at the time. But looking back, it was the best thing that could have happened. It showed me who my family really was. And more importantly, it showed me who I could become. Sometimes, the most expensive lesson is also the most valuable one. And sometimes, the cost of standing up for yourself is nothing compared to the price of letting others walk all over you. I learned that family isn't just about blood, it's about respect, inclusion, and treating each other as equals. Now I have a family that understands that. It was worth every penny of that canceled trip. The Europe trip was everything I dreamed it would be. We saw the Colosseum at sunrise, ate pasta in a tiny Roman restaurant that didn't have an English menu, took cooking classes in Tuscany, and watched the sunset from the beaches of Barcelona. But the best part wasn't the sights or the food or the wine. The best part was being there, being included, being asked for my opinion on where to go next, what to do today, where to eat dinner. The best part was being treated like family. On our last night in Rome, we sat on the hotel's rooftop terrace with a bottle of wine and a plate of cheese, watching the city lights twinkle below us. Maya, Dad said, raising his glass. Thank you for teaching us what family really means. Thank you for learning, I replied. Emma leaned over and hugged me. Next year, let's do Asia. What do you think? I said, smiling. That sounds perfect. And it did. Because this time, I knew I'd be there from the planning stages to the final sunset. Not as the one who pays, but as the one who belongs. That's worth more than any amount of money. That's worth everything.